We have explored less than 20% of the entire ocean, and in that 20% alone, we have found things that have shaken scientists, baffled governments, and rewritten everything we thought we knew about our own planet. Ghost ships with no survivors and no explanation. Sounds recorded from the deepest point on Earth that still have no confirmed source. Structures on the ocean floor that look like they were built by human hands, thousands of years before any civilization should have existed. This is not fiction. This is what is actually down there. And today, we are going into all of it. Welcome back to Curiosity Vault, where we unlock the knowledge they never taught you. If it's your first time coming across my channel, kindly like, subscribe, comment, and share. The ocean covers 71% of our planet. It reaches depths of nearly 11 kilometers. And what lives and exists down there, what has been found in those dark, crushing, lightless depths, is stranger than anything you will find in science fiction. These are the top 10 most mysterious things ever found under the ocean. And we are starting with something that will set the tone for everything that follows. Did you know that there are more shipwrecks at the bottom of the ocean than there are museums on the entire surface of the Earth? And some of those wrecks still have their secrets completely intact. Number 10 will blow your mind. Stay tuned to the end. Number 1. Ghostly Shipwrecks. There are an estimated 3 million shipwrecks lying on the ocean floor around the world. 3 million. Some are ancient Roman trading vessels still carrying their cargo. Some are World War II warships with their crew still inside. Some are ships that disappeared without a single distress signal, here one day, gone the next, with no explanation that has ever fully satisfied investigators. The SS Thistlegorm, a British merchant ship sunk in the Red Sea in 1941, was rediscovered by Jacques Cousteau in 1956. When divers descended to its hull, they found motorcycles, trucks, weapons, and ammunition still perfectly preserved in its cargo hold. A snapshot of World War II frozen in time on the ocean floor. But the most haunting shipwrecks are not the ones we can explain. They are the ones we cannot. And none is more haunting than the one we will come back to later in this video. A ship found floating in the ocean with its entire crew dead. No survivors, no distress call, and an expression of pure terror frozen on every single face. Number 2. Bioluminescent Creatures. Did you know that in the deepest parts of the ocean, where no sunlight has ever reached, the darkness itself glows? Bioluminescence is the ability of living creatures to produce their own light through chemical reactions in their bodies. And in the deep ocean, it is not rare. It is everywhere. Scientists estimate that up to 76% of all deep-sea creatures produce some form of bioluminescent light. In the crushing darkness of the deep ocean, the water itself appears to pulse and glow with living light. The anglerfish dangles a glowing lure in front of its enormous jaws to attract prey in the darkness. The firefly squid covers its entire body in thousands of light-producing cells that flash in patterns scientists still don't fully understand. The siphonophore, a creature that can grow up to 40 meters long, produces chains of blue light that drift through the darkness like an underwater galaxy. But the most disturbing bioluminescent phenomenon is something sailors have reported for centuries and scientists only recently confirmed: the Milky Sea. A patch of ocean, sometimes stretching for thousands of square kilometers, that glows a steady, eerie white throughout the entire night. Not flashing, not pulsing, just glowing steadily, like the ocean itself has a light on underneath it, caused by trillions of bioluminescent bacteria acting in perfect synchronization for reasons science still cannot fully explain. Number 3. Underwater rivers. Here is something that will make you question everything you thought you understood about how the world works. At the bottom of the ocean, there are rivers, real rivers, with banks, currents, rapids, and waterfalls flowing along the ocean floor just like rivers flow across the surface of the Earth, except they flow through water, inside water. How is this possible? When water at the bottom of the ocean becomes extremely salty and cold, it becomes denser than the water surrounding it, so dense that it sinks and flows along the ocean floor in a defined channel, exactly like a river on land. The largest underwater river ever discovered flows along the bottom of the Black Sea. If it existed on the surface, it would be the 6th largest river on Earth by water volume. It has rapids, it has waterfalls, and it flows through complete and total darkness. Scientists who first discovered and filmed underwater rivers describe the experience as one of the most surreal moments of their careers. Watching riverbanks, sediment flowing downstream, and actual currents, all happening silently, invisibly in the darkness at the bottom of the ocean. The Earth has an entire river system that nobody knew existed. Hidden beneath the water, we thought we already understood. Did you know that what we just covered is only the beginning? Because what scientists found next on the ocean floor left them completely speechless, and nobody has been able to fully explain it since. Number 4. Underwater crop circles. In 1995, divers off the coast of Japan began noticing strange geometric patterns on the ocean floor. Perfect circles, intricately designed, with elaborate ridged patterns radiating outward from a central point, like a mandala carved into the sand. They were approximately 2 meters in diameter. They appeared and disappeared, and nobody could explain who or what was making them. For years, they remained a complete mystery. Then in 2011, an underwater photographer finally captured the answer on camera. A tiny pufferfish, less than 13 centimeters long, working alone for 24 hours a day for an entire week. The male pufferfish creates these intricate geometric masterpieces entirely by himself, flapping his fins along the ocean floor to sculpt the sand into perfect patterns. The purpose? To attract a female. The more intricate and symmetrical the circle, the more attractive the male appears. A creature with a brain the size of a grain of rice is creating geometric artwork on the ocean floor, and he has been doing it completely unobserved by humans for longer than we have been looking. Number 5. Underwater volcanoes. Did you know that the majority of all volcanic activity on Earth happens underwater? Approximately 75% of all the lava that erupts on our planet every year erupts on the ocean floor, completely invisible to us on the surface. There are an estimated 1 million underwater volcanoes beneath the world's oceans. Of those, around 75,000 rise more than 1 kilometer from the ocean floor. Entire mountain ranges built by volcanic activity that nobody on the surface has ever seen. When underwater volcanoes erupt, the results are extraordinary. Lava hitting cold ocean water solidifies almost instantly, creating formations called pillow lava that look exactly like giant stacked pillows covering the ocean floor for kilometers. But the most dramatic underwater volcanic events are the ones that breach the surface. In 2022, the Hunga Tonga Hunga Ha'apai underwater volcano in the Pacific Ocean erupted with a force so powerful it generated a tsunami felt across the entire Pacific. The explosion was so loud it was heard as far away as Alaska, more than 9,000 kilometers from the eruption site. An underwater volcano, heard from 9,000 kilometers away, and most of the million others are still down there, still active, still building, still completely out of sight. Number 6. The Giant Squid. For centuries, sailors reported encounters with a creature so enormous it could drag entire ships beneath the waves. They called it the Kraken. Scientists called it a myth. They were wrong. The giant squid, Architeuthis dux, is real. It can grow up to 13 meters in length. Its eyes are the largest of any living creature on Earth, up to 30 centimeters in diameter, the size of a dinner plate, designed to detect the faintest traces of light in the absolute darkness of the deep ocean. For all of recorded human history, nobody had ever photographed a living giant squid in its natural habitat until 2004, when Japanese scientists managed to capture the first ever photographs of a living giant squid in the deep ocean. And in 2012, the first ever video footage was captured. A giant squid filmed alive in the darkness of the deep Pacific for the first time in history. What the footage revealed was disturbing. This was not a slow, gentle creature drifting through the darkness. It was aggressive, powerful. It attacked the bait with a ferocity that shocked the scientists watching from the submersible above. We spent centuries dismissing the Kraken as a sailor's myth. It turned out the sailors were right. The creature they described was real. It just lived deep enough that we couldn't prove it until we finally built the technology to go down there and look. But here is where this video takes a turn, because everything we have covered so far has an explanation. What comes next, starting with number 7, does not. Number 7, the SS Ourang Medan. In February 1948, multiple ships in the Strait of Malacca received a distress signal from a Dutch vessel called the SS Ourang Medan. The message was chilling. It read, "All officers, including captain, are dead, lying in chart room and bridge, possibly whole crew dead." Then a series of dots and dashes that made no sense. Then two final words, "I die." Then silence. When rescue ships finally located the Ourang Medan and boarded her, what they found has never been explained. The entire crew was dead. Every single one of them, scattered across the deck and below. No signs of injury, no signs of struggle, no wounds of any kind. But every face, every single face, was frozen in an expression of absolute terror. Eyes wide open, mouths open, arms reaching upward as if trying to push something away. Even the ship's dog was found dead, frozen in the same expression of pure terror. There was no cause of death that could be identified, no poison found, no mechanical failure, no intruder, no evidence of any kind of attack. Before the rescue team could tow the ship to port, the Ourang Medan caught fire from below decks. The rescue team barely escaped. The ship exploded and sank, taking every answer with it. To this day, nobody knows what killed the crew of the SS Ourang Medan. Nobody knows what they saw in those final moments. And nobody knows what made every single face freeze in that expression of absolute terror. Number 8. The Baltic Sea Anomaly. In 2011, Swedish treasure hunters scanning the bottom of the Baltic Sea picked up something extraordinary on their sonar equipment. A perfectly circular object, 60 meters in diameter, sitting on the ocean floor at a depth of 85 meters. The shape was unlike anything naturally occurring on the ocean floor. It had straight edges, geometric angles, what appeared to be a staircase leading to a dark opening in its center. The team descended to investigate, and what happened next made international headlines. Their electronic equipment, cameras, satellite phones, dive computers, stopped working completely when they got within 200 meters of the object. The moment they moved away, everything came back on. The object appeared to be made of a material unlike the surrounding rock. There were burn marks on its surface, strange rock formations that looked almost like runways leading up to it. Scientists have proposed explanations: a glacial deposit, a natural rock formation, a sunken World War II anti-submarine device. None of the explanations have fully satisfied the people who have actually been down there and seen it. The object is still there, on the floor of the Baltic Sea, 85 meters down, shutting off electronic equipment, waiting for an explanation that nobody has convincingly provided. Number 9. The Mariana Trench. The Mariana Trench is the deepest point on Earth. Located in the western Pacific Ocean, it reaches a maximum depth of approximately 10,935 meters. If you dropped Mount Everest into the Mariana Trench, it would disappear completely with more than a kilometer of water above its peak. The pressure at the bottom of the Mariana Trench is more than 1,000 times the pressure at sea level. The temperature hovers just above freezing. No sunlight has ever reached its depths. And yet, life exists there. When scientists sent submersibles and recording equipment to the very bottom of the Mariana Trench, they expected silence. They expected emptiness. What they recorded instead was a symphony of sound. Whale song, earthquakes, the sound of a ship passing on the surface, more than 10 kilometers above, and other sounds, sounds that didn't match any known source. Biological sounds from creatures that have never been identified, living things at the very bottom of the earth, in conditions that should make life impossible, that we have never seen and cannot explain. We have sent humans to the moon. We have landed rovers on Mars. We have photographed galaxies billions of light years away, and the deepest point on our own planet remains almost entirely unexplored. Number 10. The Bloop. In 1997, scientists at the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration picked up an extraordinary, ultra-low frequency sound on their underwater microphones. It was loud, extraordinarily loud, loud enough to be detected by multiple sensors more than 5,000 kilometers apart simultaneously. In the world of underwater acoustics, nothing biological had ever been recorded at that volume. Nothing alive should have been capable of producing a sound that powerful. They called it the Bloop. The sound matched the profile of a living creature. It had the characteristics of biological noise rather than geological activity, but the creature that would need to produce a sound that loud, detectable across 5,000 kilometers of ocean, would need to be dramatically larger than the blue whale, the largest animal known to have ever existed on Earth. NOAA later suggested the bloop may have been caused by icequake activity, the sound of large icebergs cracking and breaking apart in the Antarctic. But not everyone is convinced, because the location of the bloop, when plotted on a map, sits almost exactly above the coordinates of Verlae, the fictional sunken city from H.P. Lovecraft's stories. Written in 1926, decades before the bloop was recorded, nobody is seriously suggesting a fictional sea monster produced the bloop, but the ocean is 80% unexplored, and whatever made that sound has never made it again. We like to think we understand our planet. We have mapped its surface. We have measured its mountains. We have named its continents and charted its rivers and built cities on almost every piece of dry land it has to offer. But beneath the ocean, beneath the 71% of Earth's surface that we have barely scratched, there is an entire world that operates completely beyond our understanding. Ghost ships with no explanation, sounds with no confirmed source, structures that shouldn't exist, creatures that evolution built in conditions that should make life impossible. The ocean is not just the largest unexplored place on Earth, it is the largest unexplored place we know of anywhere in the universe. And what is down there, what is still waiting to be found in that 80% we have never seen, may change everything we think we know about life, about history, and about the planet we call home. The ocean is still out there, deeper than we can easily reach, darker than we can easily imagine, and fuller of mysteries than we have yet discovered. If this video pulled you in, the next one is right here. Subscribe to Curiosity Vault so you never miss what's in the vault. I'll see you next time.